Dichotomy: a division or contrast between two things that are or are represented as being opposed or entirely different. False dichotomy: a situation in which two alternative points of views are presented as the only option, whereas other options are available.
Okay, you may be asking why exactly I'm reading the definition of dichotomy and false dichotomy. The reason is I recently got into a bit of a debate online, and the person I was debating with kind of used this dichotomy as her evidence, basically. But I immediately pointed out a flaw in this, and she acted as if she'd never heard this pointed out before, as if she just never heard this argument replied. And I thought that was impossible, frankly, because it's so simply, if you take a look at what she said for a few minutes, you clearly see it, notice, and understand it, and be able to rebut it, because it's just simple logic if you pay attention. Now, the dichotomy I'm talking about is the subject object dichotomy, in which basically it says that a subject acts, an object is acted upon. There's a bit, this is really closed, and the reason it's a false dichotomy is because it implies two options, but there are in fact way more than that. First, let's take a look at the first part, the subject and the object. The dichotomy sets up the evidence as if subjects can only act on objects, and completely ignores that subjects act upon subjects all the time. While it is true that objects can't act because they're objects, they don't have any will or motion of their own, subjects can do that. And this also, it completely ignores the ability for subjects to react. So let's say, suppose for a second that someone tried to punch you. You could react to that and try and defend yourself, or you could react to that and just choose to dodge out of the way, or you could react to that and choose to ball up in the fetal position. People, when forced with these situations, we always act regardless. Well, even if we choose to act as do nothing, doing nothing is still an action. But an object can't, of course, ever fit into this, because an object can't react. An object can't take action. My point is, when she pointed out that when a group of people someone is being talked about, that they're being treated as an object, or someone's being insulted or assaulted, they're being treated as an object, and that's just not true. Because in my opinion, a human being, or actually any other living, breathing creature, cannot be considered an object unless unconscious or deceased. And if you think I'm wrong about that, and you want to point, or you see something that I'm not seeing, point it out, and I'd happily, reply. I'll happily try and, because if I'm wrong, I'm always willing to change my mind if I'm wrong. But I maintain that a human being, or any being, living, breathing being, cannot, under any circumstances, when conscious or alive, be considered an object, because they are always reacting, always acting. Now, I'm not pointing this out to them. I don't even know why I'm pointing this out. But matter of fact, yeah, I do. In case you come across somebody who you're debating and brings up this bullshit dichotomy, just kind of point this out to them and see how they react. Of course,